This video is the continuation of the Nyquist criterion for the distortionless baseband transmission system. Here we'll see how the ISI is eliminated by using the pulse shaping techniques. So these are the three strategies for eliminating ISI. The first one is to use the line code that is absolutely band limited. So this type requires sync pulse shape, but we can't actually do this, but we can just approximate it. And the second type is by using the line code that is 0 during the adjacent sampling instance. This is okay for the pulses to overlap somewhat, but as long as there is no overlap at the sample instance. And it comes with the pulse shapes that don't overlap during the adjacent sample instance. So the example is raised cosine roll-off pulse shaping. Then the third technique is to use the filter at the receiver to undo the distortion introduced by the channel. So this is done by the equalizer. For an ideal Nyquist channel, we need to design a filter which should satisfy the Nyquist criterion to recover the pulses free from ISI. So we know the Nyquist criterion, which is sigma n is equal minus infinity to infinity p of f minus n RB, that is equal to TB. So one of the possible functions that we can specify for the frequency function p of f is the rectangular function p of f is equal to 1 by 2w for minus w less than f less than w, or 0 for modulus of f which is greater than w, where w is defined as rb by 2, that is equal to 1 by 2 tb. So this p of f can be written as this is equal to 1 by 2w rectangular function of f by 2w. So the overall system bandwidth is 2w. So from the previous expressions, the signal waveform that produces 0 ISI can be defined by the sinc function p of t is equal to sine 2 pi wt divided by 2 pi wt, that is equal to sinc of 2 wt, where w is the Nyquist bandwidth, which is nothing but rb by 2, and rb is the Nyquist rate. So this equation 3 in the time domain is called as the ideal Nyquist channel. Here the figures A and B shows the plots of P of f and P of t respectively. So in figure in figure A, the normalized form of the frequency function P of f is plotted for the positive as well as negative frequencies. And in figure B, the signaling intervals are included and the corresponding centered sampling instance also. So the function p of t can be regarded as the impulse response of an ideal low pass filter with a passband magnitude response 1 by 2w and the bandwidth w. Now the function p of t has its peak value at the origin and goes through 0 at the integer multiples of the bit duration tb. Now it is apparent that if the received waveform y of t is sampled at the instance of time at t, t is equal to 0 plus or minus tb or plus or minus 2 dB, etc., then the pulses are defined by some arbitrary amplitude and the index 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2, etc. So, and it will not interfere with each other. So this condition is illustrated in this figure. Now we'll take an example and let us see how the ISI is completely eliminated. So this is a input sequence, the binary sequence 10 11 0 1 0. Now in this graph we show that at the 0 crossing, then the ISI is completely eliminated. Even though this method is more bandwidth efficient, but it has got some drawbacks. So the drawbacks are this kind of filter requires flat magnitude characteristic P of f from minus w to w and 0 elsewhere. And there is no margin of error in sampling time in the receiver as P of t decreases slowly and decays for a large time. Now to conclude, the ideal baseband pulse transmission system which requires the Nyquist criterion is known as the ideal Nyquist channel. The function P of t is regarded as the impulse response of the channel. So it is in fact the impulse response of an ideal low pass filter with passband magnitude response 1 by 2W and bandwidth W. It has its peak at origin and goes through 0 at integer multiples of the bit duration Tb. If such a system, if such a waveform is sampled at t is equal to 0 plus or minus Tb plus or minus 2 Tb, etc., then the pulse is defined by mu P of t minus ITB with amplitude mu will not interfere with each other. So the drawbacks of the ideal Nyquist channel are overcome in this raised cosine spectrum. Here we extend the minimum value of the bandwidth W is equal to RB by 2 to an adjustable value between W and 2W. Now we specify the condition for the overall frequency response, that is P of f, and specifically in the equation for the ideal frequency response we consider only three terms, there is the three harmonics, and restrict the bandwidth to minus W and plus W. So therefore we get the following expression: P of f plus P of f minus 2W plus P of f plus 2W is equal to 1 by 2W for f lies between minus W and W. So there are several possible band limited functions to satisfy this equation, and the desirable features are provided by raised cosine spectrum. So the frequency response consists of the flat portion and roll-off portion. In the Nyquist channel or the Nyquist filter, ideal Nyquist filter, we have only the flat portion but not the roll-off portion. So for this, the P of f is equal to, for the raised cosine spectrum, P of f is equal to 1 by 2W for 0 less than or equal to f less than f1, and 1 by 4W of 1 minus sine of pi f minus w divided by 2W minus 2f1 for f1 less than or equal to modulus of f less than 2W minus f1, and P of f is 0 for modulus of f greater than or equal to 2W minus f1, where f1 and the bandwidth w are related by 1 alpha is equal to 1 minus f1 by w. So this is the roll-off factor which indicates the excess bandwidth over the ideal solution for the bandwidth. So bandwidth is equal to 2w minus f1, that is w of 1 plus alpha. So the frequency response P of f normalized by multiplying it by 2w is plotted in the figure A for three values of alpha, where alpha is a roll-off factor and alpha is taken as 0, 0.5 and 1. We see that for alpha is equal to 0.5 or 1, the function P of f cuts off gradually as compared with the ideal Nyquist channel, that is for alpha is equal to 0, and is therefore easier to implement in practice. Also, the function P of f exhibits odd symmetry with respect to the Nyquist bandwidth W, making it more desirable to satisfy the conditions given to avoid the ISI. So the P of t is obtained from P of f using the Fourier transform. P of t is equal to sinc of 2Wt of cos 2 pi alpha Wt divided by 1 minus 16 alpha square W square T square. So in P of t, the sinc 2 pi t is a factor characterizing the ideal Nyquist channel. So this ensures the zero crossing of P of t at the desired time instance t is equal to it. Whereas the second factor, that is cos of 2 pi alpha Wt divided by 1 minus 16 alpha square W square T square, this is a factor which is decreasing with 1 by T square, and it reduces the tails of the pulse considerably below that of the ideal Nyquist channel. Now the conclusion is, for alpha is equal to 1, we have the most gradual cutoffs and also the smallest amplitude of the tails in the time domain. So this may be interpreted as the intersymbol interference resulting from timing error decreasing as the roll-off factor alpha is increased from 0 to 1. So the special case of alpha is equal to 1 is known as the full cosine roll-off characteristic. So its frequency response is given as P of f is equal to 1 by 2w of 1 minus cos pi f divided by 2w for 0 less than modulus of f less than 2w. And P of s is equal to 0 for modulus of f greater than or equal to 2w. Thank you.